And plugging the seat, making sure you can feel both hips. We'll just begin the practice with a little bit of breathing. Noticing sounds in and around your space. Letting the eyelids soften. And separate the top teeth from bottom teeth to fully relax your jaw. And then take a big breath in and spread the arms out wide, squeezing the shoulder blades, broadening the collarbone. On the exhale, lean back slightly behind the sitting bones and pretend like you're holding a big beach ball. So inhale, shift forward, open the chest, and your legs could just be straight out if that feels okay. And then exhale, hug a beach ball, rolling back behind the sitting bones. Inhale to open up, shoulder blades squeeze. Exhale, rounding. Inhale to broaden. Exhale to hug it in. And one more like that. Breathing in to open. Exhale to curl back. And then we'll reach forward and come into child's pose. Take your time to get there. Knees as wide as you need to, feet together if you can. Hips sitting back, head rests on the floor. Take a few deep breaths here, letting the belly expand towards the legs and the floor. And let the exhale push all the air away. Walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Just stretch through the left side body, kind of bananaing your body slightly. So hands walk over to the right. Stretching through that left side body. When it feels appropriate, walk your hands over to the left. Same thing, other side. And think about grounding through the hands, pressing back through that right hip. Next, inhale, hands to the either side of the mat and come forward onto your hands and knees. On your exhale, rounding, arching the back, looking towards the belly button. Inhale, chest drops, chin and tail lift. Exhale, rounding, look navel. Inhale, opening, lift the chin. Exhale, round, look navel. Inhale, opening, lifting the heart. Couple more, just flowing with your own breath now. And then finding that neutral spine, and we'll wag the tail. So send the feet to the right and look towards them. Exhale, center, feet to the left, look towards the feet. Center, exhale, inhale, knees right. Exhale, center, knees left, inhale. Exhale, center. Just try a couple more like that on your own. And then bringing knees back to center. Last one here. Keeping left hand down, inhale to open the right arm and circle it thigh to the ceiling. So let the chest really open and you're lifting from that left armpit. Circling that top arm, letting the hand rotate, try not to overthink it. After a couple, switch the direction. Inviting your version of full range of motion in the shoulder joint this morning. And then planting that hand down, switch sides, opening your chest to the left, circling the left arm. And then lowering the hand, we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips up. Walk the hands back towards your feet. Good. So we'll keep the hands on the floor in front of you, turn the feet open, and on the exhale, lower the bum to bend the knees, maybe lift the chest. Exhale to lift your hips and release the head and neck. Inhale, squat low, lift the chest. Exhale, curling in. Inhale to squat low and lift the chest. Exhale, curling in. And then you choose. You either stay in the full or the squat, and it's totally up to you. Whatever one feels the most beneficial this morning. And breathe for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, lift the hips if you're squatting. If you're forward folding, bend your knees and catch your hips and stand up nice and tall. But once you get there, just kind of wiggle about. Think about all the joints, toes, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, head, neck, elbows, fingers and wrists. Good. And we'll take the feet a little bit wider. If you want to turn, that's cool. And turn the right foot to face the short edge of the mat and bend that knee. So we don't have to be in a super long stance, but if you feel like it, you can widen your stance. And we'll take your front hand to the front thigh and reach the back arm over your head. Just pausing here for a couple breaths, engaging the glutes. Try ripping the yoga mat apart with your heels. And then breathe in. Take your top hand behind you, front arm over your head. And then switch it. So front hand to front thigh, back arm overhead. Keeping the legs static, strong glutes. Exhaling back, switching directions. Good. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Just a couple more. Think about those feet being super glued to the mat. A little bit of pull, engaging the legs. Good, and then we'll test the balance and circuitry a little bit. So straightening your front leg for a moment, straighten the arms so they're parallel to the floor. And then we're gonna bend the front knee, push off the back foot, and either lift onto the back tippy toe or try lifting your foot off the floor. Just look at one spot and squeeze the bum. Even if the toe's down, you can still put more weight on the front foot. 2, 3, think about pressing your back heel up to the sky if you're lifting. 4 and 5. Lowering down, turn the feet the other way. So left toes to the left short edge of the mat, soft bend of your front knee, front hand to front thigh, back arm over the head. And we'll just pause for a couple breaths here. Breathing in nice and slow, strong and steady. Just keeping weight even in the feet despite the forward lean. And then back hand to back thigh, front arm over the head. Inhale forward. Exhaling back. Stretching through those lateral lines of the torso. Keeping the legs strong. So think of the legs as being the foundation for your movement this morning. Everything from belly button down. Strong and active, but not so strong that you're holding your breath. There's still ease within the effort. Stable and comfortable. Last one forward. Last one back. And then straighten your front leg. Arms parallel to the floor. Straighten the legs for a moment. Spread the toes. And then bending your front knee. Lean forward, most of the weight on that front leg, turning your back hip down towards the mat. So you're resting on your big toe, maybe lifting up. 1, maybe not. 2, keep your toe down if you need to. For 3, 4, and 5. Landing the back foot. Good. Feet parallel, a little bit wider than the hips, and turn out. So the toes and the knees are going in the same 2 directions, and we'll think about bending the waist. So think about sticking your bum back and automatically let the knees lower. So the tendency is to bend into the knees first, and that's hard on the knee joint. So bum sticks out, then the knees slide down. Knees and feet turning out. Good. Sink as low as you can comfortably, engaging the bum, and bring your hands to touch in the middle. Chest stays lifted. So if you start to bend over a lot, just lift your hips up a bit higher so that you're really straight through the torso. And then breathe in, pull your front arm back, elbow slides back, and look over the shoulder. You're doing a little twist, and then exhale, center. Inhale, slide the left arm back. Exhaling, center. So we're twisting kind of around the rib cage. Pressing the knees out, squeezing the glutes. Good, maybe you can sit a little lower. Maybe not, that's fine. Good. Last one, each side. And then straight legs, feet parallel, and see if you can touch the floor, making your feet wider if you need to. So sometimes more space between your feet will help you hinge forward a bit more. But too far, you might lose complete control, so try to avoid that. Your hands can be in front of or in line with your nose or between the heels. Try to relax the belly, knees soft. Think about sticking your bum up towards the ceiling. Rotating the pelvis. And then breathe in, tent the fingers, lift the chest. Exhale, hands to waist, pull the mat apart as we stand up and heel toe the feet together. Just a couple more in standing. So feet together, hip distance, whatever feels most accessible. Take a breath in. The exhale, bend the knees to tap the floor with your fingertips. So you can keep your ribs on your thighs if you'd like. Tuck the chin and look, reach the arms forward. I call this one the pre-ski jump. Or you can stay low and lift the chest and reach the arms forward. Whatever feels better for you. Good. That's it. So just remember, you initiate that movement with your hips. Breathing, sinking the hips low. Try lifting all 10 toes off the floor. Yeah, you should feel your legs. Good. Awesome. One more breath. Pretend like you're squeezing a beach ball with the inner thighs. And then stand up nice and tall. Shake it out. And we'll balance in tree pose. So turning the left foot out, grounding on right heel, heel to the inner thigh, or whole foot to the inner calf. Take it higher if you'd like. Palms touch, or arms spread wide, maybe for extra stability. Keep your gaze steady, and lift your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch sides, pressing into the left foot. Turn the right knee open, heel to inner ankle or the calf. 1, pressing foot into leg, leg into foot. For 2, 3, 4, and 5. Knee to center, let it go. Move in any way you need to. Good. Take a breath in and reach the arms over the head. Exhale, bend the knees and touch the floor. Inhale, chest lift. Exhale, sit down on the bum. Legs out long, about mat distance apart. You can bend your knees to help you sit up a little bit taller. Good. Heels down, toes lift. On the exhale, roll back behind the butt bones and look towards the belly button. Now, if you want to change this up a little bit, you bring your feet in closer and hold your hands underneath your legs, and then you pull back. And the arms will kind of catch you from going too far, but maybe create a bit of a stretch between your shoulder blades. And from there, you can let the chin drop and breathe. Use the next in-breath to sit up tall. Good. Feet together, knees open wide to the side. Holding on to the shoelace side of the foot. Bend the elbows and try to lean the whole torso forward. So you're not curling, you're leaning, hinging. Shoulders away from here. So even if you only get 1 centimeter, and we can hardly tell, that's fine. And then breathe in, knees back to center, heels down, and we'll hinge back, holding the hamstrings. So try to bring your feet as close as you can together, rolling back so the abs start to turn on, and try to lift the feet off the floor. You might be leaning back so much that you feel like you might roll back, but the abs will support you. So keep the belly on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your hands to the floor behind you slightly, and you're going to rotate the hips to lift your left hip off the floor, and you're looking towards the left. Exhale, center. Knees to the right, look right, or left. Exhale, center. So you're looking away from the knees, and you're rolling on the back of the hips. You can support yourself with your hands behind you. Just make sure you don't lose that control from the core. Or if you want to work a little harder, try reaching your arms forward. And that's a little chaotic, so just be careful. Hands come up, you're really working. So the arms move in the opposite direction. Yeah, I bet you feel that now, John. Good. It's kind of crazy how much not using your hands really turns the abs on. Good. And then sit up nice and tall. Feet together, knees wide. Good. Just shake it out a bit. And then we'll straighten your left leg. And the right knee can open out to the side. Good. So we'll turn the torso to face the bent knee. And then side bend towards the left leg. The left hand to the inner thigh or inner leg. Try reaching the right arm over your head. So you might be upright and you might not be bending too much, but enough that you feel a little stretch through that right side body. Option to stay here. Option to reach the right hand back behind you. You're gonna point the right foot, turn the left foot down towards the mat, and lift up, reaching left arm over your head. Exhaling to sit back and side bend towards the left. So you can move this or stay in one spot. Pressing down to lift up, exhale to sit back and side bend. Just try a couple more. If it feels like too much, pause for a moment or two. Find your breath again. And then we'll switch sides. Hugging the left knee in, straighten the right. Turning towards the bent knee. Right hand at the right inner thigh. Reach the arm over the head. You could just pause here the whole time. Remember, all of these things are just options. Finding a shape and slowing the breath down to control it. Option to reach that left arm back and lift up. You could pause here for a few breaths. Or lower and side bend. You could find movement or stay in one shape. Just a couple more breaths. Good. And then when the bum lowers, we'll lay down onto the back. Take your time to get there. And we'll start with windshield wipers. Arms out to the sides. Chest lifts up. Knees to the right. Exhale, center. Knees left. Exhale, center. Just continuing with your breath. Slowing it down. Pausing on a side or in the middle if you need to. And then knees to center. Slide your right leg long on the mat and hug your left knee in towards you. Pausing here. option to point and flex the right foot. Maybe pointing and flexing both feet as you draw that left knee in. We're waking up the front of the lower leg and the back of the lower leg as we point and flex the foot. And then gently opening the left leg towards the left. Point the right foot and try to keep your right hip grounded. Strong and active if you can. And then try to maintain the effort and breathe with ease. Inhale, left leg to center. Bend your right knee and hook your left foot on top of the right knee for that pigeon or figure four stretch. And press your hand into your thigh for a few breaths into the lengthening that left side of the torso. Or hug the right knee in to stretch a little deeper. And we'll just hang out here. Breathing in and breathing out. Unclenching the jaw. Softening the eyelids. Softening the shoulder. Take your time to uncross the legs and windshield wiper the legs again. Moving side to side, resting on one side if you need to. When you're ready, hugging that right knee in, left leg long. We're pointing and flexing both feet, even the left foot on the floor, and you'll feel the heel kind of slide and shift. That's cool. Hopefully your mat's not too sticky, otherwise it might pull a bit. Spreading the toes as you do so if you can. At least in one position. And releasing the feet. Open your right knee to the right, keeping your left hip down. Point the left foot. Breathing deep. Belly rises and falls. And then slowly bring the knee to center. And we'll bend the left knee across the ankle and hug it in. Stretching the outer right hip. Relaxing the jaw and the eyelid. Shoulders resting on the mat. Sigh-like qualities with the exhale. Last couple breaths. Place both feet on the floor. Pause or take any movement you need before moving into bridge roll-ups. So when you're ready, feet parallel, shoulders tucked back, elbows and hands press down into the mat. Breathe in and simply arch the low back away from the floor, keeping hips and shoulders down. On the exhale, draw the navel in and press your low back into the floor. Inhale, arch the low back away. Exhale, drop the low back to the floor. Pull the belly in as you do so. And then press your low back into the mat and roll up in slow motion. Breathing in. Exhale to roll back down. Inhale, press the low back into the floor, rolling up. Exhale, rolling down, same way you got there. When the bum touches, the low back lifts off the floor. Exhale to roll up. And roll back down. Just a few more at your own pace. Breathing and moving. Keeping the weight heavy in the heels. Shoulders rest down. Chin stays lifted. Away from the chest until the chest comes towards the chin. Good. And then next time the bum touches, we'll roll over onto the right side, stacking the arms, legs, resting head on a block or a pillow or the floor. And breathe in to lift and open that back arm or top arm towards the left. Exhale, bring your hands back to touch. And try a few more in movement. So letting the hips, the knees, and the back move with you. Breathing in to open. Breathing out to close. Breathe in to open. Breathe out to close. Last one, breathe in and open. And pause there. You can adjust the legs if you'd like. You could stagger them, sliding the left knee back a bit, so it's kind of hanging, or slide the knees closer to you, holding on to that left thigh with your right hand. Or you can try straightening your legs out if that feels comfortable. If it's too much in the low back, you're going to either stagger likely or stack the legs. You could also place a pillow or a yoga block between the knees. Sometimes that creates some extra support, keeping better alignment in the spine. Breathe in and out. Last 3 full breaths. And then exhale, bring your hands back to touch, rolling on your right. Take your time to roll back onto your back. Pause for a couple breaths, and we'll do the same thing on the left side. So take your time to roll over to the left. Backing the shoulders, the knees, the arms, and legs. And breathe in to reach back. Breathe out to bring your hands back to touch. Breathe in and open. Breathe out, hands touch. When you're ready, open up and pause, making any adjustments you need to, finding a place to rest for a few moments, letting the breath do all the work. Breathing in and out. And then breathe in, bring your hands back to touch when you're ready. And we'll come back up onto all fours. That's when you think we're about to go for Shavasana. So take your time to come back onto your hands and knees. And on the exhale, lift the tummy slightly, spread the fingers, and lift your right knee out to the side, circling it as wide as you can. So the key is to keep the core on line, pulling the belly in. And then switch directions. And then we'll place that lifted foot just outside the hand. Low lunge. Slide the back knee back. And we'll pause on the hands, or maybe try lowering onto your elbows. Maybe not. Just opening up the front of the hips. Try to keep that same softness we had in the last posture, that reclined twist. This posture can be sort of intense. So try to bring you down a little bit before we get into it. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. And then if you'd like, breathe in and open up, chest lifts, keeping your bottom hand down and lift your waist a little bit. 5 breaths here. 1. Fat glute is online for 2. 3. 4. 5. Top hand outside the front foot, and see if you can shift your hips back to straighten your front leg. A little stretch for the hamstring. We won't be here long. And then breathe in, come back into the lunge to slide the front foot back. Get there however you can. Good. And then inhale to lift your left knee out to the side as if to pee on a fire hydrant. And circle it a few times in one direction. Keeping your belly on line, lifting from the chest. Strong arms, strong belly, torso. Switch directions. And then place that foot outside the hand for low lunge. Sliding the back knee back if you can. It's a nice long line from head to tail, head to back knee. Light on the hands, strong through the legs and hips. Just a couple more breaths here. Think about opening that front of the back hip. You might feel this in between the legs as well, and that's cool. Option to open into a twist. So left arm reaches up as you turn the chest towards the left, lifting from the armpit and the side of the body. If it feels like too much, don't do it. Last breath here. And then left hand outside the left foot. Shift your hips back to straighten your front leg. You can curl in, letting the neck go. And then shifting forward, plant the hands and we'll let the feet go to one side. Sit down onto the bum. Good. And either straight legs in a V or cross the shins. If you wanted to sit up on a yoga block, it might help the hip flexor soften a bit. And we'll take the right hand outside the left knee, twist in that direction. So your left hand could come behind your back and hold your shirt or your pants. Try drawing your right shoulder away from your ear. And then we'll twist the other way. Dropping left shoulder away from the ear. And then inhale, look center. And we'll lay back onto your back. Bring your hands slightly under your bum. Tuck your shoulders beneath you and lift your legs straight up in the air. Looking at the toes lovingly. Breathe deep, keeping steady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Big breath in. Exhale, strong tummy. Pull the navel down towards the mat and lower just your right foot. Just enough that you start to feel a little more strengthening in the core, and hold it. 1. Think of squeezing the legs towards each other. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it back up. Switch your feet. Breathing in. Squeeze at the end for 1. Every exhale makes you stronger. 2. Doesn't have to be very far down. If it hurts the back, you bring it up or bend the knees. 4. It's all about the core. And 5. Squeeze the leg back up. And then knees wide for happy baby. You could hold the shins, modifying, or holding the feet, lifting your tail away from the floor. Belly rises and falls. And then feet down, knees touch in the middle, hands to the belly, pausing here, maybe staying here for Shavasana. Whenever you're ready, you can stretch out or take any other shape that feels appropriate this morning. We'll rest for the next few moments, absorbing our practice today.